Japanese horror story. The never-ending game of tag. It happened when I was in 6th grade. There was a boy in my class named Yamada. He talked slowly, reacted even slower, and was often the target of teasing. Looking back now, I think he might have had a slight intellectual disability. The first time we played tag was back in 3rd or 4th grade. A few of us decided to play during recess, and Yamada joined too. The rules were simple. The one who lost rock, paper, scissors became it, and had to chase the others. Anyone tagged would become the next it. But if everyone managed to get back to the classroom and sit in their seats before being caught, the current it lost the game. That day, I was it. I saw Yamada walking slowly across the playground. So I ran up and tagged him. But instead of chasing anyone, he just stood there and kept walking at the same slow pace. When the bell rang, we all returned to class, everyone except Yamada. Someone complained, he doesn't even chase people. He's so boring. A few minutes later, Yamada finally came back in. But then, out of nowhere, he walked straight toward me and swung his fist, as if he wanted to drag me off my chair. Our teacher entered the classroom at that exact moment, and the fight stopped before it began. After that day, everyone thought Yamada was weird. No one wanted to play with him anymore. He stopped talking, stopped smiling, and spent most of his time sleeping in class. Years passed, and by 6th grade, we ended up in the same class again. One morning, just as the bell rang, Yamada suddenly stood in front of my desk and shouted,
"You didn't really tag me that time. You're still it."
Then he sat down with a smug grin on his face. I froze. Was he continuing that same game from years ago? From then on, Yamada's behavior grew stranger by the day. He stared at me constantly, his eyes filled with something between mockery and madness. Even when he moved around, he never stood up. He'd drag his chair across the floor everywhere he went, even to the bathroom. Whenever our eyes met, he'd smirk like he was daring me to make a move. I couldn't stand it anymore. So, I came up with a plan. At the graduation ceremony, I'd sneak up and tag him again. That way, he'd be it forever, even after we graduated. The thought of him being angry and frustrated made me laugh. After the ceremony, I pretended not to notice him, and quickly packed up. Since Yamada's desk was a mess, I had already taken my stuff home the day before, so I could escape faster. I waited in the hallway shadows, wearing my sneakers. About 30 minutes later, Yamada appeared, dragging his overstuffed bag behind him. When he bent down to take off his indoor shoes, I rushed forward, slapped his back, and shouted,
"Got you!"
Then I ran as fast as I could. But Yamada's reaction froze my blood. He screamed, a high, piercing, inhuman sound. I turned around and saw him chasing me barefoot. His face twisted, tears streaming down, screaming,
"You're dead! I'll never forgive you! Stop running!"
His voice cracked and warped as he ran. I sprinted all the way home, laughing nervously, half thrilled, half scared. About an hour later, I heard a horrifying scream outside my window. It wasn't human. My gut told me it was Yamada. Not long after, word spread that Yamada had been hit by a truck. Witnesses said he ignored the red light and ran straight into the street. They said his body was torn apart. And the time of the accident was exactly when I'd heard that scream. No one ever found out that I had anything to do with it. But people said that before he died. Yamada was running screaming something about tag. Since that day, I've never been the same. Sometimes, late at night, I hear that familiar voice echoing in the distance.
Don't run!
Now, I never stand up, i.e. sitting down. I sleep sitting up, because I'm terrified that if I ever leave my chair, he'll catch me. Maybe Yamada's still out there, still playing that same game of tag. One that will never, ever end.